Hello, today we are going to talk about how to install kdesrc-build in such a way such that you can move just one directory and you've moved the complete functioning kdesrc-build directory from one directory to another. Okay, so as an example, on my machine I have in /kd an installation of kdesrc-build kdesrc-build, whereas in /kd.5 I have an installation of kd5-kf5 kdesrc-build. So how do we do that? Well, we use this feature in kdesrc-build, which says that the current directory from which you are when you start kdesrc-build, if there's a file kdesrc-buildrc there, that's going to take precedence over ~.config/kdesrc-buildrc, which is the default configuration file. So the default configuration file can be overridden if in the directory, in the current directory that you're currently, so whatever pwd returns, contains a kdesrc-buildrc file. Okay, so how do I do this? I do three things. I install kdesrc-build. I set up kdesrc-build using the official procedure, which is detailed in the wiki page community.kd.org/getinvolved/development. Then I move the configuration file to the directory, which is ~kd, the default directory where kdesrc-build configures itself. So I move it from the configuration file from ~/.config to the directory where the rest of the kdesrc-build file exists. And then I create two symlinks, one towards kdesrc-build and another one towards kdesrc-run. And I always run kdesrc-build like this. I go change to the directory, and then I go /, which means runs from the current directory if there's an executable with a file with this name, and then whatever I want to build. Okay, so I always know not to run kdesrc-build, but always to run /kdesrc-build. Always I go /kdesrc-build. This makes sure that in the current directory there's a kdesrc-build file, so this executable, and also in the same current directory there's a kdesrc-buildrc file. Okay, let's stop this building. And now let's see how I actually do it. So let's look in the configuration directory to make sure there's nothing there. kdesrc-buildrc, so there's no kdesrc-buildrc in the ~.config file. I have something interesting in ~kd, which is not okay, so we'll need to rename this directory. So let's go do that. So cd mv ~/kd to ~/kd, and what it does. So it's a kd6kf6 and it's good, and today's date. So kd Qt6-kf6 good 2023-02-19, correct. Okay, so now there's no configuration file in the default directory in ~.config. There's no ~/kd directory, so I can run the normal procedure that installs and sets up kdesrc-build on my machine. Let's create a new terminal in console and do the procedure. So it says step 1. So how do you get to the procedure page, the wiki page that tells you how to install kdesrc-build? You go to kd.org, the hamburger menu, get involved, development, development, and this is the page. And then you scroll down because I have configured kdesrc-build so many times on my machine that all of the needed deb packages from my distribution from Kubuntu 22.10 are already installed on this machine. And also my Linux operating system, so Kubuntu 22.10 is new enough, has new enough deb packages, Qt, etc. So I don't need to do anything extra for the prerequisites for operating system. Okay. So first of all, it says that I should install these packages. They're already installed, so let's do it. Okay, it says they're installed, but they can be upgraded, so I press yes to have them upgraded. I don't need to configure Git. This is only if you want to write towards a KD Git repository, but I just want to read from them. Okay, set up kdesrc-build step 2. I need to run this thing. Paste. Okay. I need to run this thing. So kdesrc, so I'm in the directory where kdesrc-build kd git repository was git clone, so in ~kd/src/kdsrc-build. Let's look there. In there, there's an executable file that's called kdesrc-build. You can see that is executable, and it's a Perl file. So we can just run in, we don't need to compile or anything. So we're in the current directory, we go // so means execute something from the current directory, kdesrc-build, and then initial setup. Okay, it says all of the deb packages that kdesrc-build initial setup knew about are already installed. Okay, and if I want to apply my settings to my bashrc, let's actually do the actual reverse. Let's reverse this thing. Let's not write to //.bashrc. So we go enter, which means accept the default one, which is n. And then it tells me, well, you missed on this part. Okay, let's see what does this thing do. Why is it actually added to the configuration file for bash? Okay, so this is a comment doesn't do anything. This is a comment doesn't do anything. This prepends to the path kdesrc-build, but it prepends one kdesrc-build from one of the directory. So I have many kdesrc-build installations. So for me, it's even important that I don't have this modification, because I never run kdesrc-build without actually providing a relative or absolute path to it. And I cannot provide an absolute path to kdesrc-build because then it will not find the kdesrc-build rc configuration file. So let's actually undo this change. And this is autocompleted for kdesrc-run. Again, kdesrc-run is not in the path, so this thing is not an option for me. So let's do that. So kd //.bashrc. We go at the end of the file. So it says start of kdesrc-build and then end. So we'll delete this part. Okay. Okay. And now the next step is for me to log out of the KD Plasma desktop and then log back in. In order not to do that, what could I do? Let's connect to SSH locally, if I can do that. Yes. Okay, and now let's look at the environment variable. There should be nothing about kdesrc-build in here, nothing about ~/kd. So no kd in sight anywhere. Okay. So this looks okay. I'm actually going to pause the recording a bit and then log out and log in back again to KD Plasma desktop environment. Okay, so I have logged out and back in to KD Plasma desktop, and now my environment variable is cleaner. We don't have any KD in here. Okay, and we're in the process of installing kdesrc-build. So we did step 1. We did this part of step 2. This part of step 2. We're not going to source the bashrc. We did not actually edit the .bashrc. We've looked at the path, so we should not have any KD directories there. And now we need to look at the configuration file and move the configuration file towards the directory where kdesrc-build has chosen. So the directory is ~/kd. In here, for now, there's just the git clone of kdesrc-build. So the next thing to do is to actually move the configuration file. So F5, not F5, F6. Move. Okay, let's look at the configuration file and see if it's okay. So it says that after the line global, it should have branch group kf5qt5, which it does. Include dependencies true. Correct directory, correct directory, correct directory. This, in my case, is always debug because I'm the developer. This should be the real number of CPU threads that I have. Okay. I'll leave the rest unchanged, Ctrl S. Okay. And now we can actually exercise, so we did step 1, installing kdesrc-build using the procedure. Step number 2, moving the configuration file to ~/kd. Step number 3 is to actually create some symlinks. So let's go there, cd kde, and we want symlinks from this directory towards here. Okay, so how do we do that? Let's look at the manual. So makes links. We know that minus lowercase s is symbolic, so we need ln-s. And then from the hard thing, so the file that actually exists on the hard disk, and the last parameter is the soft thing, so the actual symlink. Okay, so let's do that. So ln-s from subdirectory from here, so from src, kdesrc-build, kdesrc-build to the current directory. Okay, let's look if this is what we really wanted. So there's a kdesrc-build executable in the current directory, but that is actually a symlink to the relative path src kdesrc-build kdesrc-build. Okay, so it totally looks like what I want. So let's do the same thing for kdesrc-run. Okay, so right now, whenever I want to work on KD, I go cd, the directory where kdesrc-build exists, which in this case is ~/kd. And then I always invoke kdesrc-build or kdesrc-run with a // at the front of the command line. kdesrc-build, kdesrc-build. Let's see if this is technically possible. So it downloads the kd git repository sysadmin repo metadata, and then it downloads the kd git repository kdesrc-build. So in here should be the two directories, sysadmin repo metadata and kdesrc-build. Okay, all of them should be up to date. So they are because the local master branch points to the remote origin master branch. Let's not forget to put an ampersand character at the end of the command line, because this is a GUI application and we want to free the bash prompt. Okay, visualize all branch history. So this is indeed the remote origin master branch and the local master branch, pointing to the same KD, to the same git commit. Okay. The next step, according to the tutorial, is we don't want to set up Qt. We already did this. Index file search thing. Then we need to install third-party libraries in the sense of thousands of deb packages from Kubuntu 22.10, but I already did that because I have installed kdesrc-build on my machine numerous times. So the steps are actually step 4, which says enable deb-src lines in your sources.list/etc/up/sources.list file. And then the next step is to install all of the dependencies for KDE Frameworks version 5, which is to run apt build deb and then 20 strings. So I did step 5 out of 6. The next one is step 6 out of 6 to actually build KDE Frameworks version 5. Okay. I cannot by accident run such a file, such a command line, because there's no kdesrc-build in my path environment variable. If I go which kdesrc-build, it doesn't know about it. If I look at the path environment variable, there's no, this directory isn't there, so ~kd/src/kdesrc-build. So I'm always forced to prepend all kdesrc-build and all kdesrc-run command lines with /. Okay, and then they work. So I just need to append dot and slash. Then it starts to do its thing. Okay, let's let it build at least one KDE framework. So we can see that kdesrc-build works correctly, even though there's no configuration file in ~/.config directory. Okay, let's stop this thing. Okay, so this screen recording is about how to install kdesrc-build in such a way that you can move it from one directory to another. So an entire kdesrc-build installation, you just move it out of the way when you feel like it. Okay. Okay, so for instance, I can move it in the today's directory. So this is the directory tilde/kd. I just move it to today's directory. Like this. I change to that directory because otherwise I cannot go /kdesrc-build and /kdesrc-run. Copy, paste. And the price to pay is that I actually need to rebuild all of the KD Git repositories from scratch, because these files, the elf files, so where are you? This thing actually has hard-coded inside of it that it was built into tilde/kd/usr. It was built such that it would be installed in tilde/kd/usr, and all of those mentions inside of the .so files are wrong, because if GDB, for instance, the GNU debugger will ask this file, hey, where are you? It will say I'm in tilde/kd/usr/lib instead of saying I'm in tilde/work/daily/2023/q1/0219, etc. Okay, so because there are directory paths embedded inside of the .so files and inside of the executable binary files, so files with of type ELF, we will need to rebuild all of these. So how do I do it? I go -- refresh build. Okay, so it tries to build ACM again from scratch, which is really fast. Then it will build kcore add-ons from scratch, and by actually doing refresh -build, I make sure that the files are actually written to the correct directory, which did not happen yet because I messed something up. So what did I mess in here? First of all, I should have moved this entire directory, which I did not. Let's go there. F6, not F5. So actually move. And the next one is that there's one file in here that needs to be edited. And that's the configuration file, because the configuration file contains, unfortunately, full paths instead of relative paths. So it doesn't say that the source code is in the ./src directory, but it has a full path like this, so it goes tilde/kd/usr. Okay, so that's why we'll need to edit this thing. Okay, so let's prepare a replace. So this thing becomes this thing. Okay. Control R, Control C, Control V, replace all. So it replaced in here the directory for make install, the directory for git clone, the directory for cmake build. Okay, it replaced in this comment, not a problem. And then it did not replace in here, so that's not enough. We also need to do these directories. Okay, so replace this. Control R, tab, and this. Control V, replace all. Let's look at what it did. So all of the tilde/kd directories, those that actually use the tilde, and those that actually used my full path, the full path to my home directory, so /home/nmysp, have been updated. Okay. Okay, so we have moved the tilde/kd directory to a very long path. The directory name is kd. Inside there's a kdesrc-buildrc, so the configuration file. Two symbolic links towards the executables kdesrc-build and kdesrc-run with a relative path, so towards in here, in this directory. The configuration file kdesrc-buildrc file is the one that was generated by kdesrc-build, the default content of the file, plus we've replaced the directories with the new kd directory. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. We can now save the configuration file. Okay, so now we can build kdesrc-build frameworks. So /, copy and then paste. And now we really need to do refresh build. Okay, kdesrc-build. No such file or directory. Okay, so this happened because I have deleted the directory, so this inode has disappeared, and then another inode appeared for the same full path, whatever, depends on what, if tilde is relative or absolute path. Okay. Okay, so all of the KD Git repositories from frameworks have been git cloned successfully the previous time in here, and all of the build directories will be deleted one by one and recreated from scratch. In here it says rebuilding because the option refresh build was set. Removing files in build directory for the KD Git repository. Old build system cleaned, starting new build system. Okay, so it builds correctly. it will install fresh binaries into the /usr into the usr directory. And again, the new binaries, the new elf files will contain the full path to this newer, longer directory in here. Like this. So they contain the full path of the directory where they were installed. And in here, and etc. Which is important at least for debugging using GDB, the GNU debugger. Okay, so that was enough. Let's stop it. So now our our installation for KD for Qt5kf5 is in this directory, and we'll create another one for the Qt6kf6 installation. Okay, so there's no KD anymore in my home directory. There's no kdesrc-buildrc in the .config directory, so we can set up kdesrc-build again from scratch, following the procedure, and we'll specialize that kdesrc-build installation for Qt6kf6, and we'll move it again out of the way into another directory to make it portable. Okay, so let's run the kdesrc-buildrc setup procedure from scratch again. So step 1, we ran this previously. Step 2, we need to run this thing. Ctrl-Shift-V. Okay, then we run initial setup. Ctrl-Shift-V. Asks for my password. It tells me that all of the deb packages are already up to date. It tells me that it has created a configuration file tilde/.config/kdesrc-buildrc, and that it has not yet edited the file bashrc, and the default is to not edit it, so I agree with the default. So please do not edit tilde/.bashrc. Okay. What's next? We have a configuration file and we have a directory where, so this is the tilde/kd directory. There's a src and kdesrc-build directory. So in here, the Git repository kdesrc-build was git cloned. Okay. So let's move the kdesrc-buildrc file away, F6. Okay. Let's now specialize this thing for Qt6kf6. Okay, so we need to run these things. Let's just like this, copy. So here we go. Where are you? Okay, so in here paste, and then the name of the file, kdesrc-buildrc 1. The other sed. Okay. Let's see how the configuration file looks like. So it says branch group kf6qt6 correct, include dependencies true. These directories, we'll change them in a minute. And debug. Num cores 16, make this thing 12. We keep the rest of the defaults. kf6 common options, kf6qt6 build include correct. Okay, so I'm going to search for all of the Qt6 packages from Kubuntu 22.10 and see which ones I have installed on my machine. And I have none of them. No Qt6 dev packages installed on my machine, which is okay, because I want to build Qt6 using kdesrc-build. Okay, so for that I need to include other files. So I want to include kf6 common options, yes. I want to include Qt6 build include, custom Qt6 libs build include, and I do not want to build not even the KD frameworks. Okay, so that was changing kdesrc-buildrc from Qt5 kf5 to Qt6 kf6. Okay, and now we're going to create the symlinks. So ln-s, the heart, okay, and the same thing for run, ls-la, looks okay. And now I need to move this directory away. So for instance, I cut it, Ctrl X, and I paste it in the same place, but with a different name. How do I do that? kd.6. .6, yes. Okay, so there's no more kd directory. In the .config there's no kdesrc-buildrc file. So we're in here. We have a different full path. We'll need to edit the files. Just one file. The configuration file. This thing. Okay. Let me copy this directory, Ctrl C. And this becomes, yes, like this. And then this version. Where are you? Ctrl R, Ctrl V, replace all, Ctrl S. Okay. We still cannot build anything because I didn't specialize the thing enough. So let's look at the configuration file. So it says cat, which writes the standard output, the content of this file. Says global branch group kf6 yes. kd include dependency source dir build dir, and then we want kdir, this thing, to be into the same directory as the make install directory. So this is USR. Okay, Control S. Then we need to edit the CMake options to add this part. Okay, 1612, yes. The rest are defaults. And then we have this thing. Control C, Control V, Control S. What's next? Include common this thing. And include kdesrc-build include this thing. And include custom kdesrc-build include this thing. And support for all of the KDE frameworks and the rest of the KDE Git repositories is commented out. Okay. And now we'll also need to edit the file from the kdesrc-build Git repository named kdesrc-build include. So let's go there. src kdesrc-build include this file. Okay, should set module set kdesrc set, yes. Override build system kdesrc, yes. Repository kdesrc copy, yes. Branch 6.4, yes. Prefix, this thing needs to be changed. Okay. Then use modules, Qt-base, Qt tools, Qt shader, declarative, SVG. So the order is positioning. So this is newer than this. So this is okay, with the exception that it doesn't have Qt Web Engine. Why build Qt if you do not build Qt Web Engine? Does not make any sense. Okay, so base, tools, shader tools, declarative, SVG, image formats, multimedia, Wayland, WebSockets, web channel, and then Web Engine. Q2 Web View, sensors, network, AUTH, compat doc, positioning. We commented out ignore module Qt Web Engine, CMake options. I didn't change anything in here. Okay, CMake generator Ninja. Okay. Options Qt Web Engine, make options, Ninja flags, -j num core slow mem, which is 12 not 16, yes. And options. And this should be it. Now we can start building Qt. So let's go there. Control Shift W, Control Shift T, Control CD, Control Shift V. Okay. So what do we build first? Qt base. So / kdesrc-build Qt base. Okay, so it knows that there's a kdesrc-build knows that there's a module set called Qt6-set, which is defined in here. And as part of this module set, there are these modules. So Qt-base is one of them. It knows where it resides. It resides in where was it? In Git repository base Qt6 copy in van.kd.org/qt/qt. And then it says for the module set Qt6 minus set that the repository is Qt6 minus copy. It knows the newest branch, which is 6.4. And it will not use cmake GNU make backend, but the cmake backend Ninja. Okay, and installed, it will be installed into the kdir, which is usr subdirectory, which is the same thing as kddir, which is the directory where we make install everything. So we make install all of the Qt6 with a ton of modules, and then KD frameworks version 6 and the rest of the KD Git repositories all get make installed into this directory. Okay, so we did git clone. It's in here, Qt-base. Then it ran cmake config with Ninja backend, and that is in here. So these are the files created by cmake configure, intermediate files created by the compilation step, by the building step, and then the final binaries and other files will be copied from here, from the build Qt-base directory into /usr directory that the subdirectory usr does not even exist yet. And the speed is okay for Qt-base, which is a huge Git repository. So 0.5 gigabyte of source code files. Okay, so again, what did we do? We made sure we don't have anything in tilde /.config/kdesrc-buildrc. We don't have a tilde/kd directory. Then we configured from scratch kdesrc-build using the procedure. We then moved the entire installation from tilde/.config/kdesrc-buildrc and from tilde/kd to this directory. Then, because there was no kdesrc-buildrc file in .config and no tilde/kd directory, we have set up kdesrc-build again using the procedure, but then we have edited the configuration such that it doesn't build Qt 5 and KD frameworks 5, but instead it builds Qt 6 and KD frameworks 6. And it also, this time I've configured it to actually build Qt 6 using kdesrc-build, whereas the other installation, so this installation uses Qt 5 from /usr, so from packages from my Linux distribution, whereas this actually builds Qt 6 from source from Git repositories using kdesrc-buildrc. So yes, building Qt base and building Qt web engine is going to take, I don't know, half an hour or maybe more. But then I will have a Qt 6 that's totally suitable for KDE, because I'm not even sure that Kubuntu 22.10 has enough Qt 6 packages, the packages, to satisfy what's needed by the KDE Git repositories in the variant of using Qt 6. And it uses the proper KDE Qt patch collection, so my Qt 6 build using kdesrc-build will be really good. And then as a bonus point, I get to have debug symbols for my Qt 6, because I have built it using, where is it? Using a rail with debinfo. So it's optimized for speed and size, but it has debug info, which means that binaries, the ELF files, were not stripped of debug symbols. So when I use the debugger, it will actually show me the Qt CPP file, so the source code of the Qt functions, when I step into using the debugger. Okay, so Qt base is almost done. 95.9%. The next steps are to build the rest of the Qt modules, which I do by building the module set Qt6-set. So that's the command /kdesrc-build and then Qt6-set. After that, I change the configuration. Okay, so this thing. Now I go Qt6-set. And after the entirety of Qt 6 has been built correctly, that's the moment where I make a backup of this entire directory, because having built Qt using kdesrc-build is not a small feat, and I want to be able to revert in case something goes wrong and not start from scratch, reinstall kdesrc-build from scratch, configure it for building Qt 6 and then build Qt 6 again, which might take, I don't know, 2 hours. So just for my peace of mind of not needing to build Qt 6 again using kdesrc-build, I will make a backup of the, in this case, the kd.6 directory. After I do that backup, the next step is to edit kdesrc-buildrc file. And tell it stop building Qt 6. So I comment this line, line 77, which builds Qt 6. This way kdesrc-build will not know how to build Qt 6. And then I uncomment the line 81, which tells kdesrc-build how to build KDE Git repositories. Okay, so as always with kdesrc-build, you have 3 layers of packages or Git repositories. That's what's outside KDE and Qt. Those you install using packages from your Linux distribution. Then there's Qt. You might install Qt using packages from the Linux distribution, which I did for the Qt 5. Or build Qt using kdesrc-build, which I did for Qt 6. And then the rest of the packages are in fact KDE Git repositories, and you build them always using kdesrc-build. So you never install KDE things from your Linux packages. Okay, so let's not save this thing, but and wait for the build to finish. Okay, so it's in Qt Tools. Again, the big repositories are Qt and Qt Web Engine. Qt Web Engine actually builds a Chromium web browser in there, including a V8 JavaScript engine. Some of the other Qt modules are small compared to these big ones, Qt and Qt Web Engine. Okay, so that was it. I tell you how to configure from scratch kdesrc-build, and then I tell you that if you want, you can copy the entire directory. You can put all of the files that were generated into a single directory. So what's generated is a tilde/kd directory and a tilde/.config/kdesrc-buildrc file. So these two things that were created by setting up the procedure of setting up kdesrc-build, you smash them together to have them in into the same directory. And then that directory you can put anywhere. And if you can put this directory in different places, then you can do things like having a directory for the Qt6kf6 branch and way of working with the kdgit repositories, and another directory for Qt5kf5. And if you also want, you can have another directory for the third scenario that's supported, which is called Qt6-kf5. Okay, thank you.